Okay, lesson one for Portrait Pro 15. The first thing you have to do is learn the interface. It's not real complicated, but there's a lot to it. I'll go over that first. So open up Portrait Pro 15, and this is what you see here. The first thing you have to do is open image, right? And now go to, it'll open up your Windows Explorer. So open up whatever picture you want in there. And you're going to see this thing scrolling along. It says finding the faces in your image. You can do that. And if you look at the picture, you'll see lines on it. If the lines are pretty well matched to the person's face, then you can just click on the type of person it is. If it's a male, boy, girl, female. Female, I'm going to click. And I'll show you a more advanced feature in a minute. All right, there's female. You'll see it adjusting. Okay, as you can see, the program has already added some prettying up features to the woman's face. Um, Now, this is what you see here. This you can close out so you can see what you're doing. And it says delete current face, hit cancel. All right, now if you slide your mouse down like down here, you can see both pictures. Your first picture on the left is your original photo. The other side is the slightly enhanced photo. And you'll notice that her face is slimmer, her hair is a little brighter, her eyes look a little prettier. Very basic things, but you can glam people up a lot more in here and add makeup. It's a good program. Um, all right, so you've opened your photo that you'd like to work on. Now, there are views. You have view before only. You can view after only, and that's your newly enhanced or edited photo. Or you can leave them both open, like that. Normally, I leave them both open. And the reason for that is if you slide your cursor, your mouse cursor down here, you'll see it opens up again. And if you need to not ingest, please don't ingest it. If you need to adjust any of these lines, I think they're blue or purple, you can move them around like this. And as you can see, your future picture will move too. Sometimes they come out aligned properly, sometimes they don't. I'll show you later. But as you can see, the only adjustments I need to make, and this is important because this defines how the program handles your edits. See your eyebrows? Not quite aligned. So I'm going to pull these down slightly to go where her eyebrows actually are. Just a little bit. Okay? See? Very simple. Nose looks pretty good. Lips could be moved a tiny bit. The lines around her face are good, and as you notice, her hairline's down a tiny bit, so I'm going to pull that up to where her actual hairline is. And if you look at your soon-to-be enhanced picture, you don't want to go too far up on her hairline, because you see that white line? You don't want that. So you're going to go down, 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 right, till you don't see any more lines. All right, so now if you look at these lines, they're about right. All right, now you're ready to work on your image. And again, you can do view before and view after only. All right, so let me show you how the interface works. If you look at this section over here, this top section is a scroll bar here. It moves up and down. This has like presets. For example, if you hit female standard, I don't want any tips, I don't need them. You can close those out. Female standard, female glamorous, female no sculpt. And as you can see, female no sculpt changed the shape of the woman's face a bit. Female no lighting. So these are presets. Like for example, they have something in here called makeup full face 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. For example, hit makeup full face. And as you can see, it added slight tints of makeup. You see her lips are slightly pinker. Her skin tone's evened out. Her eyes are a little bit brighter, a little more mascara. And there are some lighter colored highlights along her face. Just to give you another example. There's other features. You could add jaw sculpting, enhance cheekbones. I'll hit a few so you can see. Add neck lengthen. Made her neck a little longer. You can smooth out her skin here. Again, these are the presets. You scroll up and down to get these. Okay? Now, if you really want to go into more advanced work, Here's touch up. Touch up is cool. Like for example, this woman has pretty good skin, but if she didn't, like say I wanted to remove those slight dark circles near the bridge of her nose under her eyes, hit touch up. And you see a plus and minus. Put it on plus because you want to add features. And here you control the size of your circle, and this is what you will work within to make changes. You don't want it too big to start. You want it like maybe that's too small. About right there. And this is the strength, the power of the changes you'll make. I usually keep it on 100%. So now I'm going to make my circle a little bigger. Now see under her eyes? Oh, also, if you want to zoom in, if you're working on a more fine-tuned area, hit zoom and see, you can do that, that. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit to get close to her eyes. Now, you're up here, you got your size set, and you click here. And as you can, oops, too much, undo, you can always undo. My circle's too big. So as you can see, I'm going to take the dark circles. You just click, 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 click. Look at that, removing dark circles like nothing. All right, so that's a very important feature. And let me move in. And here, see this square? If you want to move around her face, you can. So I'm going to move down to her mouth. We're going to get rid of these smile lines. Look at that. Click, click, click. Easy as pie. There's really not much to do. She has nice skin. All right. Maybe take some freckles off the nose, something like that. Okay. And you want to see your whole face again? You can hit fit to get your whole picture. Face to get a close-up of the face, or you can zoom with your slider so you can get really close. So you want to be about right there. And again, you can do your view after if you want to, but I like view before and after. All right, that's important to touch up. And again, undo is here or redo. If you don't like what you did, you undo it. Now, I've showed you the presets up here. Very simple, but very basic. They don't do a lot. All right, now down here, I'm not going to use them too much yet. I just want to show you how the interface works. You can scroll bar this up and down here, and they have all these different features that you can do. These are more advanced and more controllable. Face sculpt. Each one has little arrows, gray arrows. If you want to drop down the fuller menu, you hit face sculpt controls, you hit the down arrow, and as you can see, it opened up a lot of different things. You can change face shape, widen eyes, mouth shape, plump lips, nose, length of neck, blah, blah, blah. All right? If you're done with that preset, you scroll back up and get it out of the way by hitting the arrow again, closes it out. That's how all of these work. Like, for example, one of my favorite ones, which is an advanced feature in the program version 15, is makeup controls, which I'll show you in a separate video. But you basically drop down your menu, and look at this. You can do lipstick, and I'll show you a little. Look at that. Right? They have lipstick textures, like texture 2. You can change color, make it a little harsh, you can make it light. There's all these features are here. Now, if you were done with lipstick, you just click the arrow again, and it closes that out. And then you can scroll with your scroll bar up and down, pick out any advanced features you want to. Hair controls, you can change hair color, and again, all simple drop down menus with gray arrows. Hair controls, look at that. Hair color. And again, I'll show you further tutorials that detail each section in a more advanced way. Okay? But these are basics. So basically, that's how the interface works. You have your touch-up button up here. And I've shown you how to use the touch-up button, where you can make it different sizes and adjust the strength, the power of the control. Here's your presets up here, and down here are your more advanced controls. They all have scroll bars up and down, like that. And save is like in any other program. If you were to finish with your photo and save, file, save as, same old thing. You want to move it, click on the directory where you want it to be, name it whatever. You use a JPEG as usual. Okay, that's basically it for the interface. I can't talk. The interface. The next section will go into more advanced details. Thank you for watching. Bye. Okay, I'd like to explain one more thing in lesson 1 here. Remember when I told you about opening up your photo and you get those lines that you kind of have to slide around? I showed you the way in which the program itself dictates where the lines on the person's face goes, but really quickly I want to show you how you can do that yourself. And sometimes you'll open up a photo, and if the person's head is turned a certain way or angled, the lines will be in funny places. And if you let the program itself do it, the person's face will come out kind of weird and distorted. So I'm going to show you real quickly how to do it yourself. Again, open up PortraitPro15, open image. There's your picture that you want to use. Double click. Now, see, it says finding the faces in your image. Stop it by hitting cancel. Don't let it do it, right? Oh, it's doing it anyway. Let me do it again. Discard. All right, open up Portrait Pro. Open image. You have to stop it pretty quick, apparently. All right, right there. On 7% or so. Cancel. Okay. Now, what you do here, you're going to make your own lines and dictate where they go. So now that you've canceled the part that dictates for you, again, you can hit female, male, girl, boy. We're going to select female. And they have a little face over here that tells you exactly where to click. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but I wanted to show you how important this is to your final finished photo enhancement. All right, first thing it tells you to do is to click here. And again, it tells you on the left side of the screen, and it gives you a little diagram here. See? Okay, click on the left corner of your subject's eye. And again here, diagram. And there's little prompts that tell you right corner of the right eye, tip of the nose. Just follow along. All right, left side of mouth, right side of mouth. Okay, let it roll around a bit. Now, when it zooms in like that, it's telling you, like I did before, to adjust eyebrows. So they're a little bit off. And here you can also adjust eyes. The machine captured it pretty good here, or the program rather. But I'm going to pull it down because if you look at it, the lines are a little bit up over her natural eyes. So I'm going to pull this down here, pull this down here, down here, down there. And right here is too far, so I'm going to pull that back a little. All right, when you get through with the left eye, hit next. Do the same thing again. Fix the eyebrow adjustment, her lines. Eye looks pretty good here. This one's pretty much perfect, so there's not much to do. Maybe a little tweak like that and that, so her eyes don't look all squinty. Maybe a little there. Okay, right eye is done. Next. Now it's asking you, is your subject's mouth open or closed? This lady's mouth is closed, so you hit mouth closed. And as I said before, you have to kind of make sure the lines are where they should be on the subject's face. So if you look at what the program's done for you, it's a little too low. It's below her lip on the bottom. So you want to pull it up by grabbing these little, like, what do you call them? I forget what you call these. They're like little squares or circles. You just kind of grab them and move them around. If you look at her top lip, it's a little wacky too. So you want to adjust, pulling your little anchors, I guess. Pull it down a little bit. Doesn't have to be really precise, but you want to get pretty close. Make sure her mouth, side of her mouth is where it should be. And if you look at her nose, you can kind of leave that alone. That's pretty much in the right place, except that you might want to pull it over a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. She has a narrower nose. That's about it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, hit next, spacebar. Now, if you look at that, you got the facial features correct, but look at the sides of her face. That would come out all weird and distorted. Her hairline, excuse me, I'll leave where it is, but the lines around her face have to be, pretty close. So you pull your little anchors, they're circles or squares. Pull them exactly around the perimeter of her face like that. That should be pretty precise, because if not, you get a funny like jawline or some weird protrusion or something deformed looking, and you don't want that. So now everything's kind of where it should be on the face. Double check it. All right, that looks pretty good. Now hit next, and it's doing the same process again. It's loading up that. And as you can see, You predefine these yourself. And that's the only thing different than letting the machine do it. It depends on the angle of the person's face. Like her head's tilted to the side slightly, but sometimes you get somebody who's looking to the right or the left. So you may have to control where you adjust things yourself. And again, as you work and you see something you need to change as far as a facial adjustments or structure, you can just kind of hover over again. Remember I told you view before only, view after only, view before and after. And again, I always leave it on view before and after. It's just easier for me, but you can do it how you like. And again, if you go over to the before page or the before picture and you hover, it allows you to move these again. So you're not locked in once you do it. See what happened if you're not right? Look at that. That's crazy. Ugh. Scary. Alright, so that's it. So I just want to show you that you can either let the program dictate the definition of the face or you can do it yourself. Again, that's it for lesson 1.
There's a thin line between reality and psychosis. Please subscribe.